Hey guys, it's Kimmy, and today I'm going to show you how to make an X-base cuff, which looks like just this, just the pink part, not the white, just this. And X-base cuffs are really important in candy making because it's how you make 3Ds and the big epics that you see, and even the candy like skirts. And so this will help you make a 3D later if you want to. So if you want to make an X-base cuff, just keep watching.
Okay, so what you're going to need is some elastic string, and I'm using bead and stretch, really because it's the only one we have here, but there's a lot of other kinds. And mine's 0.7, but you can use 0.5 or anything else as long as it's stretchy. And some scissors and beads. So first, what you're going to do is get a pretty lengthy amount of string, about arm's length maybe. And mine is, here, let me turn this inside out. Okay. Mine has 2 between each connector bead. 1, 2 bead. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys. You can do 3, but I'm going to do 2. I'm going to be putting a needle on the end of my elastic just because it makes things easier for you guys to see, and it's a lot smoother. Okay, so I have that on, and I'm going to use blue as my main color. So 1, 2, and then your connector bead. And so 1, 2, and your connector bead. So yeah, that's what we're going to do over and over until you have the length that you need for your wrist. Okay, so what you have on, make sure this side, or whichever side, doesn't have a connector bead and one side does, because when you put it together, it'll go like that. And make sure you have an even number of your connector beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a second. Yeah, I have 10, so that's even. So if you have an odd, it won't work. So make sure you have an even number of your connector beads, which is my pink. And then what you're going to do is tie it as if it was a single. Okay. Once you have it tied, you can cut off the short ends. Keep the long piece, but cut off the short part. And I leave a lot of extra here, but that's just because I don't want it to come untied, and that usually helps. Okay. And your string should be coming out of a connector bead, which mine sort of is, but I'm just going to thread it through one. Okay. I'm just going to thread it through one. And if yours isn't coming out of a connector bead, you need to thread it through so that it is. Just work through them until you get it to come out of one. And what you're going to do is, once it's coming out of your connector bead, you're going to add on 3 of your main color, which is, for me, blue. You're going to add on 3 and then thread through this. Mine's pink, but yeah. Add on 1, 2, 3, and then thread through the pink one. go on top of it like that. So you add on 3. And thread through your connector bead. And it should do that. So do that all the way around. Okay. At this point you should be to where you're about to add on your last 3 beads. So add on your last 3. And you're going to thread through this one like you normally would, and then these 2 also. So thread through the pink one. And then also thread through these 2. So you're up to this middle point bead. This one. And that one. And so it should be like that. You're up in the middle of this. And so what you're going to do is you're going to add on 1 main color, 1 connector bead, and another main color. So for me it'd be blue, pink, blue. Blue. Pink. Blue. And then you're going to string through the next point bead. So you're coming out of this point, you have your beads on, and you're going to thread through this next top point. So it should look like that. See how it lines up right here? And so you do that again. Blue. Pink. Blue. And thread this top point. So it should do that. So do that all the way around, and when you get to the end I'll show you what to do next. Okay. Once you get to the end here, it's going to be right here, and you're going to add on your last 3. Right. And this is going to be kind of difficult, but right here is actually your point bead. So you're going to thread through this bead. That one right there. And then you're going to thread through the one diagonal of it right here. And then you're also going to thread through this connector bead. So these 2 right here. So, and pull it nice and tight, and it should start to curve up, kind of like the bracelet. You should have the X's and stuff, but you're not done yet. You still have to, what you're going to do is, you're going to make the top look like the bottom. So like, you're going to add on 2 beads each time. Like, see there's 2 right here, you're going to add on 2, so take your main color, add on 2, and thread through your connector bead. See? You just add on 2 and thread through the next connector bead. all the way around. Once you get to the end here, you're going to add on your last 2 beads and go ahead and thread through this connector bead. And so pull it nice and tight, fix any little issues that you have. And what you're going to do to tie it off is, when it's like this, it's coming out of this connector bead, you're going to put your string between here, between these two, underneath these 2 beads. And make sure it comes over to the side here. Like, you don't want it to like make a knot in the middle, so pull it to the side so it goes between here, between the blue and the pink, and keep your loop up here. You want this loop. So let me bring my camera up more. So you have the string and you have your loop, and make sure it's over to the side, and you're just going to put your string through the loop and put your fingers here so it doesn't go in the middle, and just pull. And it should tie. So I'll show that again. You put it between the 2, keep your loop, and pull it over to the side. Put it through the loop and pull. Underneath. And don't cut it yet unless you want to keep it as an X cuff, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to make it into a 3D, I would definitely suggest keeping your string on there. So if you want to know how to make it into a 3D, just go ahead and watch the next video.